Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another episode of the Red Carpet. KG. All right, he's not here. He's not here.
Kabloom. Kabloom.
This is KG at this moment in time now. This is what he looks like. So don't let him fool you. Don't go anywhere. Don't let him fool you. Welcome to the Red Carpet. Big up to each and every single one of you. Big up to Owen. Big up to Saeed. Big up to Alice. Big up to KG, that comedian. He's on his way in the building right about now. I'm letting him get set before he enters the building. Adam's not with us today. He couldn't make the show today, but he's in good spirits. He's all good. Shout out Adam as well. Make sure you follow everyone's channels. The links in the video description below. Everybody's links is there to go show love to the channels. You lot know what it is, man. What are you saying, man?
Birthday, man. Big up, man.
Oh, no, it's done. My birthday is officially over. But yeah, like it was a vibe. It's been a vibe. I feel great. I feel it takes so long to get over a hangover. Do you know I was at a school today. I done an assembly, guys.
Jeez,
did you?
Come on.
Yeah.
Love that.
You saying about life, like choices and just,
life,
you know,
choices and that.
kids
with the right decisions.
They let me back into a school. Bloody hell.
What year group?
Year 11s.
Oh, so they've got big
that's
choices
difficult.
as well. They're
That's
ready to take the steps.
No, I was on it.
Yeah.
I delivered. Yeah. Poignant, strong message. But then, because I do, obviously was raving and that. My slides weren't finished, so I was up to 2:30 last night.
You see.
I'm up to 2:30. I'm tired.
Why weren't they finished?
Because we were drinking and we raved. Then after we
done before that.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
He's hating on Arsenal.
And I done Man United and I hated on Arsenal. I had to choose hate or the kids.
Hate or slides.
I tell you, he's a strange guy because honestly, for a period of time yesterday, he was struggling. Yeah, he had sunglasses on, sunglasses off. It was his wife's sunglasses, by the way, he was wearing. And then they get to like 5 minutes before the end. He went, "I'm going to do another stream. I can feel it. I can feel it." I was like, all right.
Yeah, but listen, that's a great message to send to the kids. Like someone just said there, KG talking to the kids after coming off a bender. Yeah, just like saying, listen, kids, that's it. Even if you go and enjoy yourself, got to turn up, mate. Good lesson. But yes, big up to everyone, man. We've got the first super chat through the door as well, actually, from Red Baron. Red Baron says, Sancho does a 5-yard pass. Chelsea, Twitter, and Saeed. It's poetry in motion. Where's that? He's injured at the moment. Whoa.
I don't know,
What's
man.
happened? What have you done, Saeed? Have you just been talking about Sancho for no reason again?
But Red Baron, man, thanks for the £5. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
That's it. Thanks for the £5, bro.
Wow. Okay. Pav says, Flex, you need to have a chat with Mr. Border Patrol Mark, aka Fabrication Romano.
Yeah.
About his comments this morning. Yeah.
Where is he? In the chat this morning, we were like, Ruben Amorim's going to be coming to Manchester today. No way. He's not got his visa, guys. So he cannot get into the country. Absolutely no way. And we're like, wow, I'm sure he could probably still come into. No, you cannot.
Mark
cannot
was
do
moving
it.
crazy. We thought he was working at Terminal 4, bro. We thought he was in board. We thought he was on his phone whilst he's going. UK passports this way, all others here. No, they've just said he's coming in. No.
I thought his name was going to be.
You allowed Mark to come here, and Mark, you started lying on this platform as well.
Yeah,
Mark is. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what does he do on yours?
We call him Fabrication Romano. That's his name. He's a delegate.
Oh, he's a delegate. Oh, I didn't know this.
I'm ashamed, but I'm not surprised.
What does he normally say? What kind of lies does he say?
They're consistent. They're consistent. He's
Give me an example.
Oh, there's in the chat. They know because he does it all the time. It's ridiculous, bro. Unnecessary lies. Unnecessary.
I didn't know this. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Now. All right.
No,
cool.
I'm just
man like Mark. He was on some crud saying, yeah, Ruben can't come. Larry says that Amorim arrival genes, proper early 2000s boy band. We are ready to rock and roll. Amorim is here. The pictures are out. Shout out to you, Larry. Thanks for the super chat. And just on that note, I said to these guys before, I said, actually, I'll say it when we go live. At these early stages, I said I'm keeping calm about a lot of stuff, but I'm still me in it. And I get sold by certain little things that I look for. In the pictures, I'm not going to lie. What did I like about Ruben? I liked he was in the Pradas. Just had the
What
nice
products?
little
What was you
change.
looking? What trainers?
But they were just like a plate. It was like it wasn't the America's Cups. He weren't throwing it back to those. But there's like the clean cut Pradas. It's the trainer ones, black leather, white stitching. Really like that. Fitted jeans, hoodie. Just got the puffer jacket in the arm, backpack. I'm just going, my man is just cool. I like this. I've seen him wear the Jordans before. I've seen him in the Jordan 1 lows, bro. I've seen it. I like it. That
Cut to 6 months and go away with your pissing Pradas as well. This is just no tactics, no trainers.
What you think he's just come here? You think he's just come here in them shoes? What, stand there on the touchline? Why do you use
I thought
them
you were
shoes?
talking about yesterday, man. Or the 4-2 or something, or, you know,
Saeed, this is how superficial I am, bro. Nah, bro. Just wear the trainers and I'm sold, bro.
Yeah.
But over to you, lot. What are you saying, though, Saeed? 4-2, though, is that 2-0 down? People are is people were saying 2-0 down. You know what I mean? Fraud, this, that, and the other.
My manager. Come on. Listen, man. If we can get that flipping
Head coach.
Yo, head coach. Yeah, my head coach. That's it. But you know what? No, I like that. And apparently they only had one shot in the first half, and they had a lot of possession, and they probably came back second half. And so that's what you want. You want that resilient, that fight back. And what I loved about him, it was this kind of this celebration, innit? You know what I mean? That's what I love as well, man. If you're just dull on the touchline like Ten Hag was here, and don't celebrate here, and just, you know what I mean? I want to feel that presence on the touchline, and I feel like you can see that the players respect him. The players, you know, they loved him, and I'm excited, man. He came in. Obviously, we'll talk about the root situation a bit, but he came in. He's here. He's arrived. He's in Carrington, and this is where the hard work begins, man. It's a big job, you know what I'm saying to you. And I think for me, I call for patience among the fan base, because it's going to get ugly before it gets better.
Do you remember that one, though? You
got calling for patience.
I call for patience.
Funny as that. That's got
You are something else.
The leader of the
taking the
Now, if Alice did not call for patience, we have to hear it, because you know what Alice is on.
Call for patience.
But Saeed calling for patience is insanity, bro.
Alice is still on thin ice. Ten Hag's still on thin ice. You know,
Alice is not even Ten Hag out even now.
We're not getting to know.
No, remember that, bro, because you're very emotional.
No. Listen, man. Listen, I have high expectations, but at the same time, I know where I am with this because listen, they spent a lot of money, man. 600 million of his that, you know, he might not want it. He might not think that these players are good enough. I don't know if you've seen what Romano has come out on his YouTube channel. He's called for intensity. You know, he's called for players that have intensity. So, and I looked at this United team and I'm like, boy, I don't know about some of these players, bro. That's just a reality situation. So I've got to look at that, look at what his players want, what he wants, and look at the actual task in hand.
You do you reckon doesn't have the intensity?
Sorry?
You do reckon doesn't have the intensity?
I think it depends on the ball. There's two ways. There's one that's on the ball, there's one that's off the ball. I think there's some people that just, when they get the ball, maybe they're just not doing enough and they're not trying enough, and there's not that kind of element of, you know what, they're not doing to their capable amount. And there's obviously off the ball, people say that Casemiro's legs are gone, which I don't believe it's true. You know, so there's certain things there that need to be ironed out, and once we iron them out, we're gonna find out. So that period there, you might have some few losses in there that, you know, it might not get up to scratch. So I'm just saying to people, be patient, because it could get worse before it gets better. He could go on a run, and we're in happy land. But then again, you never know. This is the Premier League's a humbler. Ipswich, they could beat us. It's a reality. So everybody relax, calm down, and we go from there. That's what I'm
Red Baron says, Saeed in 1 month, get this fraud out.
Nah,
and,
listen, man. Change, man.
Give it 3 months at least.
Yeah. KG, go for Saeed
I
longer
keep the manager 1 year, though. I've never really been a manager out after a couple of months. I've given a manager 1 year.
No, that's true.
Will it be what happens at the end of this season, though, side? If we got to the end of the season and say we were 10th, what would you think about that?
For me, I'd still keep him. Because it's not his players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it depends on the football we see as well. Like if it's actually all right football, and we're like, but this is all right, we can build.
There's context, isn't there? There's context involved in all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That context is important. I mean, look, you don't want to be negative, but Saeed's right. Like we could go backwards for a little bit or stagnate for a little bit. You know, pulling up at Ipswich, they're just beating.
Give that guy his time in the sun. He needs it. The Gambia Today news. He needs it.
Why are you looking at
KG, why do you do this? Why midpoint? The show's going.
Conversation.
What have they done?
You're derailing.
He really wants to.
Is it something that they've cussed? Have they cussed KG?
No. Go for it. United Stand has more viewers than all not together.
Oh, listen, man.
No, but he needs it. Just give him his opportunity.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Put him on the thing and read
he wants to. He's been writing. He's been writing all day long. So he wants the attention. Give him what he wants. And now we all know that. What are we gonna do?
Owen's just looking down and scratching his head.
Now, sometimes, you just go, he wanted to tell us, and we know now. Thank you so much, bro.
I hear it.
Riveting news. We never knew.
Or could have ignored it and then missed the last.
No. He wanted us to know. He wanted us to know.
Yeah.
Congratulations, bro.
But then now
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't give it attention.
Yeah, because now.
No, he's got his attention, and he's the greatest.
Yeah, just bad.
No, he's on racism. Ban him. There you go. And you find them like that. You open them up. There you go. There you go. Original pussy.
Real talk.
Original pussy. Sometimes you got to weed them out, innit? You cut the grass.
No, real talk. You got
cut the grass, and look, here you go, little snake. Racist snake as well. Who would have thought?
Yeah, not just a regular snake.
Yep, there you go.
As well. Why not? Joseph says Saeed's friend Nadu is
Nadu.
Oh, Nadu.
Yeah, he said he's given him 3 months.
He's given him 3 months.
Yeah, but he's a madman. He's a madman. Don't worry about that.
The way you didn't even.
That is my guy, but he's yeah.
Bro, that is how when I go places, that's how I speak about KG. I get what you.
Yeah,
he's crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
What? Cool. No, but seriously, he's saying 3 months.
Now, generally 3 months. He said, if I don't see anything in 3 months, I want him gone.
That's
wow.
It's wild. It's wild.
That's how we need to hear from Alice. Alice, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
I think I'm agreeing a little bit with what Saeed's saying. I think with Amorim, I think the players do lack intensity. I think we were just talking about how Fabrizio Romano said that Amorim wants players with intensity. You look at that Leicester game. We beat Leicester 3-0. We scored 3 goals. But did we really look like we got out of first gear much in that Leicester game? Like, okay, Ahmad was very good. Bruno was good. Guy had a really good game. And Mazraoui was very good. I could see it from them. But I felt the team as a collective, it lacked intensity in that Leicester game. And I thought, yeah, we were all right, but we just lack an intensity. And I looked at Sporting and their Man City game and how they gave everything in that second half and the intensity they did to beat Man City 4-1. I didn't watch the Braga game, but I've seen the clips and stuff, the intensity, what it meant to them. And I think that's going to be really important to, obviously, success under Amorim. And I think, you look at Ipswich, they do play with a bit of intensity. That is Amorim's first game. I don't think it's going to be, he walks in and it's going to be amazing. I feel really positive. I do. He's won 13 games in a row with Sporting, 13 out of 13 in the league. He's got Sporting back on track. They were 19 years without a title. He did that competing with Porto and Benfica, who are clubs that are above them. And I like the manager. I like that he's got that whole team behind him, the collective, the way they were celebrating together. I think that Ten Hag disconnected a bit with the players. And if you look at actually what Bruno said in his post-match interview about changes Ruud van Nistelrooy had made, he just said he made training a bit more fun. He was cracking a joke. He was making training a bit more fun. The players were enjoying it more. And I think that bit of Amorim I like. I think what Amorim could do as a tactician and a coach I like. But I don't have loads of trust in all of our players. I don't think some of our players are good enough. And I think because we're playing probably a back 3 system, there's going to be a lot of changes and he demands a lot of intensity. It could be difficult at first. He may need time to adapt. And I think Saeed is right. It's going to be difficult to judge him off this first season without a transfer window. And I do think there's a lot of changes he'll want to make. He wants intensity from his players. But I do feel positive and I do think he's a good enough manager to, not finish 10th and, be within that sort of top 6 kind of area, which, we want to be top 4 every season guaranteed. But with just the way it is at the moment, I think we probably would take top 6 this season, which is quite bad of me to say. But I just think, right now, with 4 games unbeaten, we are 3 points or 4 points off top 3. I do think there's a lot of positive things to build on. I do feel better. I do really like Amorim. I do like some of our players. And I just think we've got to see what happens. But I agree with Saeed a little bit about the intensity. Some have it on the ball, some have it off the ball. I don't want to name individuals, but I think as a collective, when we play as a team, we don't have the intensity of other teams. And that's what we need to find. And that's my biggest fear is, you know, could they let Amorim down in that sense?
Facts.
Flex is muted as well. Look at him, Fletchnology.
They're saying you didn't hear a damn thing. You wasn't concentrating.
That was really funny. That really made me laugh. I am concentrating. I do this all the time. I did.
They're all saying you didn't. You don't know.
It was funny though. Seeing those comments will make me laugh as well.
This guy.
Is it my turn?
I agree though. Yeah, your turn. Yeah. Thoughts on what Alice just said.
I was listening. Wait.
Summarize. Go on then. Summarize it.
He goes. I was listening. He goes. I was listening. And then the first thing he goes.
Don't take the piss. Because I was like, I know it. You know what I did?
That's what your first thing you said.
You know, I need. I was gonna do. I was gonna say. They're gonna ask you, KG. They're gonna say, summarize what she said, and I was listening. Again, talking about. She said, totally agree with Saeed. It's not going to be easy straight away. I was listening. I can't prove it, bro.
Right at the end.
I'm not going to.
That was the last bit she said. What did she say at the start? What did she start off saying?
You're telling me I'm on a channel and there's a female content creator and I'm not going to listen to the woman. Is that what I'm going to do in 2024? Absolutely not.
Well, you're arguing with the majority. There's over 2,000 people that are saying different, by the way.
I heard it, man. I just want to, but I've got things that I want to deal with. I got beef that I got to sort out. You know, me and Saeed beef on this show every Friday.
What's the beef?
Sorry, not Friday.
Because it's Monday.
Yeah. Me and Saeed beef every Monday. Okay. Me and Saeed beef every Monday.
Is this about Xerxes or something?
Huh? No, it's not about Xerxes.
Xerxes. He had a good little cameo.
But we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. But it's about your mate and our players, mate. We'll talk about it in a little bit, mate. We'll sort it out. But my guy doesn't even want to celebrate. Sort it out, mate. We're going to get to that. But let's talk about Amorim. Why is everyone looking at me like they don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
all right.
Okay. Amorim.
Cool. All right, cool. Let's get to it, though. Amorim stepped in, and I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. I'm literally over the moon. I'm so excited. Like, this guy stepped in, and he said, you know what? Ruben Nistelrooy is, I get what you've done, but you can't be here no more. I've come with all my team, and Rude, not saying Rude was doing a light twerk, but he clearly wanted the job, and he clearly said, wherever you have me, I'm happy to be. That's what Rude was basically saying. He voiced it so many times. Amorim was like, I hear that, but big up. Thank you for your service. Literally, like, he said, I hear you. And it's good. I think that was a good decision. That's already showing me. And even the players are like, we would love him to stay. Amorim said, no. I don't care what you lot would love. There's things going to happen and things are going to change. And one thing for sure is he does look like he's a people's player. You know what I mean? Like he's a kind of thing where the players love their manager. You look how they're fighting for him, even though he's leaving them. Kind of almost leaving them in the lurch what they could achieve this season, but they almost wanted to run through brick walls for him. And I think Ten Hag, it's hard to say he lost that, but there was a difference. When Bruno was talking about Rude, he's like, we wanted to do this for the manager. And you know when you talk about, is there a difference in change? Well, did they want to do it? I felt like there was moments when they wanted to do it for Ten Hag, but then Ten Hag lost that almost battle cry from the players that they wanted to make sure, like, we're going to win this game no matter what for Ten Hag. And you can't say they had that because they were making mistake upon mistake. So that doesn't look like a team that was, you know, when they go into game and they say the other team wanted it more than us. Well, why is that? Don't you want to win it for this manager? Do you not care about this manager? So hopefully we're going to see something different. It's really difficult for me not to look up the table and realize that we are 4 points off top 4, and I don't want to think about that. I just need to stay focused and know new manager, trust this process. Let's see what happens. But you have that little cheeky, swear down, they're just there. You know what I mean?
4 points off, bro. It's true.
No, but you can't, because even when they told one of our players, who was it? Was it De Ligt or Bruno? They told him about being 4 points. I think it might have been Bruno, and Bruno was like, "We can't focus on that. Last time we focused on that, we always."
What's happening last season?
There's a difference, isn't there? There's a difference with that, though, isn't there? Because I think it's like I've seen people sort of the discourse has been because Rude's been praised for the last 4 games he's unbeaten, and then you get the people that go, "Well, if Eric was still here, we'd have been unbeaten." And you go, the problem is that was not a guarantee at all. Yes, some of these games were easy games. Leicester twice, and we've seen Leicester's reserves and their first team. They're shit. They're not good.
No,
we had PAOK in the Europa League. Saw them. That's a proper Europa League game, isn't it? Proper Thursday Europa League. Not great. You should be winning those games. Chelsea, now they've drawn a couple, but still, under Erik ten Hag, like with the way it was going, none of that was a guarantee. And we see where we are in the table at the moment. We are still, was it 13th? We haven't really actually moved all that much. We've just managed to sort of everything's kind of been a bit more compressed. And that's when you say if you're Ruben Nistelrooy to Ruben Amorim, right, still in a Carabao Cup. We won for the first time in a year in Europe. We didn't lose in the Premier League. We picked up 4 points. We're much more compact now. That's literally steadying the ship and going, there you go. And then as far as Rude's future, it's the right call. If he'd have stayed, he would have had the potential for it to get a bit more messy. He would have overshadowed things. You know what I mean? It's a good time. It's international break. He ended on a high, waved goodbye to the Stretford end, like it's over. And by the way, for his sort of future and whatever he does next, he's done himself the world of favors because he's in everyone's mind now. If you're a sporting director or a CEO or a chief executive, whatever, in the Premier League, I guarantee you, when a job comes up in the Prem, probably in the next couple of weeks or months, really, because now it gets to the time of the year where clubs start having a look if they've got to stay in the league, they'll think about Ruud van Nistelrooy. They will, because he's just come to England as well. Does he really want to move back to the Netherlands or what have you? He's done pretty well, to KG's point. So, yeah, I think now is the right time. And also, it's not just Ruud as well, actually. It's also, 3 other members of the backroom staff that have also gone too? And the goalkeeper and coach, René Harker's also there. It just didn't work. And now, actually, seeing that image of them all there outside Carrington, what was it? Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth, sporting director, Jason Wilcox, technical director, and Ruben Amorim, head coach. You go, well, that's the structure.
That's how it works.
And I think, Said, you brought this up last week, didn't you? You go, well, now the eyes do turn to Ineos to say, right, you put everything in place. Now, is it going to work? And are you going to make sure that what you've put into place does actually work? And hopefully it will. It might, like you said earlier on, get worse before it gets better. There might be some results where we go, well, that wasn't great. I'm a little bit worried about the adaptation process to the back three, but I do think in the long term it's the right move because we've been stuck in a 4-2-3-1 dogged system for so long. I do think we need to change, but I do think there might be some teething issues with that. We've just got to kind of accept that for what that is until we get to probably the summer when we can actually make some proper positional changes.
What if he only slots it though? What if he just goes on a run?
Please.
He ain't getting the squad Arnie Slot's getting though, is he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We're not getting Virgil van Dijk.
I can't. Like, you know what? It's not about trying to like shit on the parade, but like because I have got some optimism, but I am very much aware. Like,
I'll deal with the players we got, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like with our players characteristically, like it's just, it doesn't matter if you try and make them play in this certain way. A certain man who just can't do certain things. But, you know, a new manager can master.
You just don't know.
He can master certain things.
New manager,
we do know it. But Arnie slots it though. No,
I'm not saying title. Like, I'm just saying, what if he just goes on a? I'm not saying he can win the title. No, I'm saying, what if he comes in and just gets the tune from all the players?
That's not possible.
Or known as an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at KG. Is he Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
That's what it would be. That's what the bounce was.
Yeah, well, that's it. You can say that, you know. But I'm just saying, what if he comes in and just gets a tune from these players, switches, plays the 3 centre backs? Now you got all these players coming in. You got Mazraoui, because there's some good things that we have, and you never know. Some people might fit a system. Ahmad did that just behind, what do you call it, that inside 10. Who wants to be the inside?
Bruno wants to play there.
Bruno,
you never know.
You never know.
Casemiro, Ugarte next to Casemiro is not looking bad.
We were saying on the phone earlier, weren't we, Flex, that because we've got some really big games in December coming up, like December, early January, some massive games. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, all in the space of about 3 and a bit weeks or something.
Yeah, it's going to be mental that time.
And think, are they all away from home? I think they are all away from home.
Yeah, all away from home.
And we were saying on the phone that just because of how bad our record has been away from home against big teams for the last 3 years under Eric, it was one of the biggest problems, wasn't it? If we get a result in one of those games, like a big result, let's say go away to like the Emirates win, go to Anfield. Oh God, when was the last time we won at Anfield? We don't do it. Then that would almost buy him to like the end of the season of, well, if it goes shit, you know what I mean? But that's what it could be, kind of situation, right?
On the Anfield first game, mate. Ain't one since then.
Don't do a 7-0.
What do you mean buy him to the? He's going to have time. There should be
no. But I mean, in the sense of when, to Saeed's point, when it goes up and down or whatever. If there's not a point of, if there's no good to the end of the season, people will get twitchy. Inevitably, they'll get twitchy. But if you've got those things that you can go, right, I can hold on to that. And unlike the Eric Ten Hag thing, it's literally the first, not even full season. Then you go, right, I can see where things are meant to be going here. You know, so if we get a big result, because we haven't done it. We haven't done it. We haven't won away from home against a top 6 side for like 3 years. I know we did it at Aston Villa last season, but I'm talking like, again, Arsenal, Cities, Liverpool's, that kind of thing. We have not done it for the longest time. And look, if we don't win, it's not the end of the world. No, I'm saying like Ruben out or anything like that. But it's just that would be so big. And you talk about this group of players, and you talk about belief.
Yeah, it'd be massive for belief. That's the one thing that you have to remember about players. Yeah, is that it's all about that. A manager can put his style down. A manager can put his principles, his instructions, his rules. Eric Ten Hag used to talk about it all the time. It's the rules and the principle. We didn't follow it. That's why it's the process, it's the this, all these little buzzwords Eric used to say, right? But at the end of the day, whether we think the players are criminals or not, if they don't believe what he's saying or what he's working on in training isn't coming across from the training ground into the you just naturally as a human / professional, you go, I don't believe in that. Like, I don't. But if you can get them on board quickly and then they buy in very fast and then they get something from it, you go, I'll tell you what, this guy's onto something. We've never played that well in our lives. I can't. Wow, they come in all energized and buzzing, saying, "Rah, I can't believe we just not only held our own at the Emirates, we just beat these. Like, rah, you know what I mean? That means something straight away. But there's still going to just be ups and downs. Like KG says, though, you know, he's got to if we lose against Arsenal that early in his tenure, it is very much like we can say, yeah, you know, then man, if you're 5 years into your thing with your guy, we're 4 games in. Like, we didn't expect us to go there today and win. It's the system. And it's the man. I'm not trying to be negative, but sorry, would you say like if you did lose, it's the manner? Like, could you see?
And of course, it's always the manner, though.
You know what I mean?
It's always the manner. Yeah, I think it's always the manner and results. It's never, you could get beat 3-2. You know what I mean? It's an entertaining game, but, you know, it's a fine margins, isn't it? You know what I'm saying to you? So I just look at performances, but I think the system is so madly going to be mad. And when you look at it, 3-4-3, to change that, you know, like halfway through the season. Yeah. It's a lot, man, you know. Fair play to this manager.
Especially with the players we've got as well, and the squad that we've built.
Yeah, bro. Like, generally, bro, if we literally go into that 3-4-3, which me and Marcel were talking yesterday, like, was like, yo, that's a big move, you know, like from the manager. And I rate him for that. And that's why I'm going to give him the benefit of time, because I feel like for me to have that, to be that ballsy and change the system, knowing that the players that you might not have might be the right tools for that. Without a doubt, for me, I'm giving him, you know, beyond the season and going into next season just because of that. Because you could easily say, you know what, let's play 4-2-3-1. Everyone relax, everyone take your time. No, let's do what I want to do, not what the players want to do. I'm doing my way, and I think that's what Eric Ten Hag didn't do. He just goes, we can't play the Ajax way. Sorry, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah, done. Done. Big up Tavares from Red Barons. That's, you know, big up to you, bro. Dominic says, KG talks to kids on future. Attention of a goldfish, mate. Javid says, Alice does talk football. Big up, y'all. She does. It's not just by name.
Well, it was just shout football.
Yeah, shout football. Alice talks facts. They were saying before as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll say that. Alice knows her shit. Amir says, big up to everyone. To you, Alice. Why should Rashford or basically anyone get this much time at a club like United's structure to prove themselves?
Well, I think new manager. I mean, everyone's got a fresh start to an extent. I mean, there's players like Anthony where I'm like, I think you got to go. Mason Mount, if he can stay fit, but if he can't stay fit by the end of the season, I think you got to go. For me, with Marcus Rashford, like he's not been good enough the last year and a bit, but we know the levels he can hit. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've hit those levels once or twice before, he's had 3 seasons where he's been up there for player of the season, a 45 goal contribution season. He's the reason Ten Hag probably wasn't sacked in his 3rd season with his goals. Like I generally believe there's a really talented player, Marcus Rashford, and I think he's quite an easy scapegoat for when things go wrong. Like, yeah, he's not been at his best, he's not been good enough, but that people are like, oh, it's Rashford's fault, it's Rashford's fault. And it's like, was it just Rashford's fault? Could Rashford have done better? Yes, but are there bigger problems there? And I think, in my opinion, if Rashford can find form and get going, he's fine. I've said this on Rashford. I like Rashford. I think he's a good player. I think if you get him closer to goal, more centrally, Amorim's system, he's going to be left forward maybe, closer to goal, higher up, more centrally. I think he's a good player there when the defensive responsibilities aren't there, when he's not asked to be a touchline winger. And of course, he's a confidence player. I was disappointed with him at the weekend because I wanted Rashford on the left and Ahmad on the right. And I felt that Rashford was getting the ball and he just didn't have that drive to take on his man and make things happen. He didn't have that intensity, I guess you can say. He reminded me a bit of Sancho sometimes when he played for United. We used to get frustrated that he'd hold the ball and then he'd just play the safe pass and stuff. And I want Rashford to sort of just take on his man and dribble, and he needs to do that himself. But I do think Amorim's system could benefit Rashford. If Rashford is crap from now to the end of the season, we have to look at it and say 2 crap seasons in a row. They may have to look at selling him, yeah. But for me, he's better than Anthony without a shadow of a doubt. I think Garnacho's probably been better than the last year, but I think he's a better player than Garnacho. Yeah. And I think, Ahmad for me is probably our most important winger because he offers a different dynamic, but there's still an experience with Ahmad where we're not really in a position to say Rashford 100% out the door. But if he is poor this season, I think we have to look to cash in on him. But I generally think he could be a good player under Amorim, and I think we could be quite quick to write him off because I know what he's been capable of in the past.
Did you lot think yesterday, man? I can't lie, I was quite sad watching Rashford play yesterday, man. I looked at a guy that I thought, yo, you're done, man. Because you know what the thing is for me with Rashford, he would always at least be willing to engage with the defender. And bro, he did not engage with him. Like, see Ahmad running with the ball. Like he tried to do it once, and listen, it happens in football, yeah. And then the dribbling went left, saying it went over for a throw in here. But then after that, he was like, I don't think I can do this, And it was just nothing. And the fans next to me were like, yo, get forward. I said, bro, he ain't going to do that anymore. And what he's doing now is he'll turn and look to cross it in. And it's just so basic.
Getting blocked every time.
And it's getting blocked every time. That's why for me, someone's put a comment there about number 9. I think he could be Ruben Amorim's number 9. And I think for me, that's probably his best suited role for me in this new 3-4-3 system where he's the lone striker. And listen, me and you flexed outside Newcastle was the one where I was like, yo, he can't do that role, but surely a 27-year-old, for me, I think he's better.
Different demands, different team, different setup. Look, I know, again, these are the things, though, where, like, because it's a new manager with new ideas, something we thought we could never see, we could see. We could see. And I'm so open to that. And I said this the other day. Remember, Owen, what was it, a morning show? I said, can I just ask you something? Rashford is a 9. And everyone went, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. And it's like, what's how you said there of in this system, out of inside 10 / wing back / 9, which one would he most be suited to with the chance creation of how he might want to build?
Are we forcing him in though? Are we forcing him in by doing? Is that are we going into
maybe out of what we've got?
Almost
Zerk can't hold the ball up. Hoyland's having a tough time. He can't hold it up. Maybe you go direct and say he just runs in behind more of a deadly finisher. I don't know.
You don't. The funny thing is, obviously, with a lot of these players, we don't know, but we have to give them the opportunity, right? Yeah. And that's across the board. There's only one player that I'm probably unwilling to give an opportunity to, and that's Luke Shaw. Just because I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of it totally. Like, I don't even care if he does the Shaw special and does, the greatest. When Shaw under a new manager and trying to bamboozle us, it's a script that's written over and over again, and we're almost foolish to fall for it. Now with a player like,
you say the same with Rashford? Could you say the same with Rashford there with that?
No, but Rashford's in terms of him being there, him being available. Like Rashford is available is the difference. Shaw is not available. And that's the only thing that really hurts Shaw. I'll be giving him a fresh start and say, you know what, it's a blank canvas for all these players.
What if he stays fit now? What if he stays fit?
No, I can't do that no more. I can't.
What
If the manager,
no, but you can't do it. What if he stays fit?
No, if the CEO says as banter,
yeah, that was crazy.
You know, he's laughing, he's playing around, almost like it's jest. But then literally happens. As soon as he says that, we don't see him again. You know, like someone's got to tell him Ten Hag's gone. Obviously, he knows, but I'm saying that's how ridiculous it is. You've been so far removed. It's dumb. Now, a player like Rashford, there's a level of it like, what if it does work out? You know, what if he does work out as the left side 10 or the leading striker? So as the leading striker. What if it does actually, like, you know, him running in behind? Rashford can do that. He doesn't want to do take-ons, but he will run in behind.
I don't know about KJ. I'm kind of a bit sick of what ifs with certain players when we know what the answer is, don't we, really? You know what I mean? Like you said, like the Luke Shaw is a great example. Well, what if he stays fit? Flex says in jest, he's not going to. A bit like with Rashford. Well, what if it works? Like, let's be honest. Like, I remember like 18 months ago, we were sort of going, I said on one of these shows, I was like, I just don't see Rashford coming back to where he was. And that's fine. Well, a couple of years ago, like, because that might have been just crazy form, but it's just up and down, up and down. We were talking on Friday, weren't we, going like in the big teams, and you talk about who are their biggest and best players. And if you do take like Liverpool, you got like Mo Salah, always delivers. Even like, you know, people like City, where it's De Bruyne or Erling Haaland, always deliver. You know what you're going to get. Our biggest players are like what? Bruno and Rashford, and you have no idea really what they're going to do. Maybe Bruno a bit more consistently than Marcus Rashford, but you can't see it. But I don't know, Alice. I'm just like, you know what people are. You kind of saying it earlier on. I don't like sometimes to go into like the body language stuff, but I just don't know if I see it now. And I think, and we want. This is when we kind of talk out both sides of our mouths. We want Ineos to be ruthless, but then we have player sentiment where we don't like to see certain players leave. And it's actually like, well, sometimes, you know, we praised, Ruben Amorim for it earlier, going Ruben Nistelrooy. He's done a great job, but sometimes then you have to be ruthless and go, what's best for Man United? What's best? What's actually going to get us to win things? What would be the best for us right now? And look, Marcus Rashford, in terms of like his international career, miles off it. And bear in mind, guys, this time he had a full summer of like training. I'm going to be ready for this year, and it's the same as it was before.
Let's be fair to him though. He has like their attitude, and it's really dumb that I'm actually kind of saying this in terms of praising him for his attitude, but his attitude has been better. He has been
we can't basically do what ifs with certain players and then go, actually no, or no, I'm not going to do what ifs with certain players, but now I'm going to do what ifs with other players, because that just makes no sense. Especially when our biggest thing, like there were big Eric Ten Hag defenders going, Eric should these players and these players are this, that, and the other, and then the new manager comes in and they're like, well, what if actually these players actually are better than they were? And you go, well, no, if they're snakes, they're snakes. If they're not, you know, then they should stay. Like we've seen it. The sample size is big. You know, I'm all for when we sign new players, like the Ugarte one, right? Ugarte, a couple of weeks ago, people go, oh, he's the worst signing ever. And you go,
tell him again.
He's barely, exactly. He's barely played. And he's already breaking records for United. Most tackles we've ever seen in the Premier League game as a Man United player. But then a player that has been, or players rather, that have been at the club for like 5 years, 10 years, we're going, maybe now's the time they turn it around. And you go, well, fool me once, right?
Yeah. Can I just add, and this isn't like an excuse for Rashford, but there was a period where he had about 3, 4, 5 good games for us. He scored those 2 goals, was it versus Porto, was rinsing the defender, and then Ten Hag was talking about his winger rotation, and he puts Garnacho on for Rashford, and then Garnacho can't cook the fullback like Rashford was. Rashford was taking on his man, he was cooking him, and then all of a sudden, Rashford's playing right mid, but he's playing like a defensive right mid. You know, Rashford plays his best when he's a left forward more than a left winger, not touchline. Like he's really up there, but he's slightly to the left and he's forward. And then he's playing like right mid, and Delo's running in front of Rashford and getting forward more than Rashford. And I was like, I'm not completely defending Rashford. Like he needs to step up a bit, but he was being utilised so badly just as he was starting to build form. And I was like, oh, we're starting to see Rashford. And then you move him right mid. And I couldn't understand what Ten Hag was doing there. So I think there's still something there, but we have to see it, and we have to see it soon.
Yeah.
That's why I made the point. I made that point of why did he bench him after playing against Barnsley. You know what I mean? I said it on the show.
It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't make any sense. And his his reasons for it at the time didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Crash Illustration says, breaking news. I was just made aware that, yes, indeed, Mark N is a pathological liar. And also United Stan has more views and subs than everyone on here combined. Big ups to Reckless Delegates. News flash right there.
Sorry, I wanted to drop off.
M. Parker says, what is Rashi without pace? Seriously. And at the minute, we're not even seeing that pace. We're not seeing that frightening defenders or getting away from them. We're not seeing it. Shenanigans says, Fabrizio Romano said Amorim has indicated to the board he wants players with intensity. This is what Alice was talking about earlier. Rashford's cooked. But he doesn't play with intensity. And this is the challenge. Rashford, if you want to keep your Man United career intact, if these players want to prove that they can stay on the big bucks, on the big wages, not get phased out or not spend time on the bench, because one thing I think about Ruben Amorim having an early little look is I don't think he's just going to play people just for name or just, if they're not in his system or ain't working as part of his system. One, I don't think he's going to stand for it. So that would be a high caliber player getting benched and not getting minutes, i.e. then leading to them being unhappy or wanting to leave. Or two, a really big asset sitting on the bench for Man United where the hierarchy, who are actually, in charge of these players now and bringing them in and out, have to support this head coach and the style that we want to play that they're demanding. So you're battling against two elements now. The players aren't in a comfortable position. I know that they've got away with one because Eric's the one who's lost his job now and this, that, and the other. But I think did KG say? Loads of us have said it. As soon as Ineos got it, the players are on trial as well. You can't get rid of 24 guys just like that. But now they're on trial. Like you say, the Omar Barada thing. Like after a couple of years, exactly, they got their guy now. So if anything, anyone can get it. Hold on, in two seconds. Let me just get the super chats. Eminem says, to be fair, number 9 under Amorim, it's a lot about running in behind. Xerxes cannot do that, so he may become a 10 and Rasmus/Rashford as strikers. Interesting. Akil says, Rashi, Shaw, Lindelof, Anthony, cash in, please. No more. And Jason says, I'm sick to death of giving Rashford chances. He doesn't love football anymore. Get rid.
Yeah.
I don't know if he doesn't love football anymore, but he's in a bad place. He's in a bad place. Josh Weirin says, I respect the patience for players, but Ineos are not having it. Our new CEO has a 2-year window for players. Rashi is auditioning rest of the season. And that's what we were talking about. You know what I mean? Some constructive criticism here from Universe Taz says, less black backgrounds. We also don't need to see that many mics in view. Okay, let me just listen to you there. Just put that. There you go. What you call it? The carpet is also too red. Just ring Josh. Gradient of carpet toned down. Mark it better, yeah? Please. As
the
well.
carpet's too red.
That's a
Not
lot,
the red
man.
carpet being too red. Yeah, you to take the brightness down so that it's too.
That red carpet needs.
Yeah,
that red carpet needs more blue.
More blue. In it. Eminem says, cannot compare our players' consistency to Salah / Liverpool. They've had structure and as a team consistent. United have been up and down for 11 years. ProTech Gaming is the latest member of the UV Members Club as well. Prantech Gaming, big up to you. And Sabucio has been a member for 9 months. Says Rashford looks like he's lost that burst of pace over the first 5 yards, which is a big part of his game. KG, thank you for that, Sabucio. KG, you had a question. What are you saying?
Yeah, I was going to ask, because obviously you know how fickle like us football fans are, right?
Yeah.
What if this, and I know we hate what ifs, but we can only what ifs until we see it, right? What if this manager gets a super tune out of Rashford? As in, we get 25 plus GA from Rashford. Do we still say, regardless of how good his season is, sell him, get rid anyway, regardless? Because what was happening with Casemiro, we thought we was all ready to sell him to the Saudi league. We said he better start learning Arabic. There was all this other stuff that was happening, and then
he said he could never play for us again. Remember after that, he said he could never play for that team.
Not me.
There was all of this stuff. There's all, I know not you, but then there's some people. There's a group of fans that will say, "Not me" with this Rashford take. So what if
That's fair.
this Amorim gets the best out of this player? So we have to leave almost a gap for that to happen. I know some of us have washed their hands of him and they're tired and stuff, and it's been long. It has been long, but then you know, is he 27 now? He's 27 now. Some people could say, "Hey, this guy's coming into his prime," or he could be coming into his moment. You don't know. Like this system might be the system perfect for him. Is what I'm saying. And would you say?
Use that word, man. Use that word, innit? Unlock him.
No, I'm just saying, you just never know. I know it's tiring. It's tiring, but you never know if this is the manager for this player. Kind of like how all these other players go around and they can't find themselves, and then it's the perfect synergy. He's at the perfect club with the perfect manager, and it's this moment.
Owen, I don't know.
Look, I'm here for the hypothetical. I just think the odds of that are just not gonna 25 goals and assists end of the season. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, but we are so like hypothetical FC. Like I've spent 2 years of seeing football. I've seen football where afterwards we go, what if that ref didn't give a penalty? What if that red card won't happen? What if the offside didn't happen? What if this player was available? What if this player shows up? And I'm just here for actually seeing it as opposed to thinking it. You know what I mean? And even someone said it in the super chat, like when they said, "Oh, you can't compare it to Liverpool and Salah." Of course you can, because those players come in and they deliver over and over and over again. You know, when it comes into like when Mo Salah comes into Liverpool, where they were like, what was it, Klopp's second season, maybe something like that. Yeah, and it takes them from a fourth like play side into competing because they do it every single season with the pressure on them. Yeah, look up. You want to talk about Mo Salah? He's a freak at the moment. How old is he? Like 32, 33? We're 32. Talking about like Bruno Fernandes going 30. Is he on the way down? Like, you know, these are. I think we can't get back to the top if we have this kind of sentiment where it's maybe today they'll show up. Because eventually, if you do the maybe today they'll show up, eventually it becomes on you. Because it's not on them anymore, because you know exactly what they're going to do. We've seen the sample size. And I would love to see it, KG. I would love to see it, as I mentioned yesterday on the match view, isn't it? That for me, it's not about point scoring or anything like that. My desire to be right is way lower than the desire to see Man United win and be successful. But I just don't see it. And I think Ineos do need to make a big statement with that, by the way. Like, one of those players that we do go, bloody hell, under the previous regime, they wouldn't have gone, you know. Maybe that needs to happen, you know, in the summer, just to make that statement. I don't know who that would be, but we shall see.
I think ultimately that's where that number 9 position comes in. Like, that's where it could be his savior. But if you told me he got 25 goals in the season, then we could get more money for him then, innit? In the summer. we go ask for 78 million.
That's why would you just sell regardless of how more?
Can we sell him? Do you know what I mean?
You're saying like no matter what, then you guys can go.
Let him score. You know what I mean? We raise that money, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, for me, I think that I've said them 2 names, and I'm going to stick by them 2 names. Man United will only go forward if we sell Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. People don't want to hear it, but I've said it, man. For me, them 2 names, once we get rid of them 2, Man United could well and truly be back. I'm telling you.
So you think there are biggest limitations? Basically,
yes, 100%.
They're the biggest thing holding Man United back.
The biggest thing holding Man United
especially
back.
Now we're getting this manager. You don't even see it as this manager could. So you don't see it as this manager could get Bruno firing in the right system. He's a lost cause as well as Rashford.
Even more now, because now we have to decide who the 10s are. You know, he's not going to play in the two holding positions. So now even more, I can say to you, right, well, we need to go and get better number 10s. And I've got a whole list of number 10s that I want. And then you've got the guys who I actually think can play in that 10 role. Are you Kobe Mainu? Are you Amad Diallo, who is one of our best attackers? So I generally think for me, them 2 there, United sell them 2. I swear down, man. Man United are back. You know what I mean? They're really, really back.
Man United are back. If they just sell them 2, we're back.
I'm telling you right now, United sell them 2, we could actually look like a team. And a team that is coordinating to playing in a way for the whole team rather than 2 individuals. Because look at the 2 individuals, right? Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, and you guys have seen it, right? His numbers are crazy, but look how much we have to suffer for that sort of football. Look at you can see it over the 5 years. You have to cater towards Bruno Fernandes, and then Rashford. It's a case of, like KG says, what if he returns back to form? But what if he does this? It's a case of confidence all the time. It's not like you're getting a guy who's guaranteed to give you 7, 8 out of 10 a week. It's a case of confidence, this, that, the other. Is his head right? Does he love football? All of that. So them two names have been right now eating United fans alive, bro. Like we've been
But
fighting.
on a serious note, though,
No other player would be fighting over.
Hold on, you
So-
can't believe if Man United sell Bruno Fernandes and Rashford would be back. That's all.
Trust me, we'd have a better. I'm telling you now, we'd have a better future. I'm telling you now.
Would you rather Rashford be sold over Anthony?
I'd have both of them sold. I want both of them gone. But at the end of the day, it's one of them where
I don't
one
think
or the
that's
other.
the full problem. I don't think that's the. I think that's looking at it.
Obviously, there's Shaw, there's other people out there.
We did the same with De Gea and Ronaldo and McFred and Maguire. Oh, if we get rid of McFred, we'll be better. We got rid of them, we're not better. If we get rid of Maguire, he doesn't start anymore, we're not better. We did it. Some people did it with Ronaldo. Some people did it with De Gea. I think the environment at United's been so bad that no player's been able to thrive in the environment. That we think it's one or two players. Every time the one or two players goes, we're still crap. I think until the environment is right, you're never going to really know who's right and who's wrong for us.
There you go.
Listen, for me, it's going to be one of them. It's very uncomfortable conversations, isn't it? But this is where, for me, I'm just like, yo, I've seen this before. We've been here, guys, 5 years, yeah. And people said, where would we be without Bruno Fernandes? Well, hopefully, I've just seen United finish 8th, and you know what I mean, and whatnot. And I've seen United do this, and no one's really done it. I just look at a team, right, that needs to evolve. That we need to be like, you know what? It's not one player that makes a system. It's not two players that make a system. It's a cohesion of 11 players. And I just think them two guys are always one or two reasons why we're not clicking in a certain way we need to do. And it's always like, oh, Bruno today missing, or Rashford that missing. Everyone else, let's be honest, we don't really have mad arguments about. Did you tell me?
Hey.
We have Alice has mentioned a few.
There'll be a new person as soon as this brother. As soon as we
Xerxes, Hoyland, Garnacho, Martinez, Onana. We do it with everyone.
There'll be a new person. There's always going to be a Man United scapegoat. There's always going to be a Man United scapegoat.
It's not a scapegoat, though.
I'm just saying, there's always going to be a person that we say, until we sell this person, we'll never be a serious club. Until we get rid of Lindelof and Maguire, we'll not win the league. Until we get rid of... This is a statement we've heard for years. Until we get rid of Fellaini, we'll win.
I think Alice has got a point. I think it's too simple to just say, because my thing is you're saying, get rid of them two, and we actually will be back. So that means you're saying that everything else is fine. Just get rid of them two. And
I'm not saying everything's fine.
You gotta get the right two in instead of them, by the way, as well. You gotta get, because it's who you would get instead of them, to be fair. But I think sometimes we need to look at it like, when you want to get rid of difference makers, fair enough, the team's they might not help you keep possession or stuff like that. But they're difference makers. Even if we just do Bruno for a second, he's a difference maker, right? They can decide the game in a split second. When you get in players like that, sometimes you got to look at it and say, well, could we build a team that actually we have a difference maker, which is actually quite hard to find in football. What is everything around it? And we have been there, like you say. Let's go get Sancho. It's going to be the answer, mate. It's going to be amazing. Let's get Varane. It's going to be the answer. Going to be amazing. Let's bring back Pogba. Going to be the answer. Going to be amazing. Everyone just lay off Martial. You look at Rashford. At least Martial could control it. He's a techie footballer. He's cold, bro. He wears the gloves. Look at him now. Look, like, do you know what I mean?
He's doing well at the minute, by the way, on the left wing. He's doing well at the left wing, Martial.
Yeah, AEK fucking happens.
I'm just saying,
bro, he plays in the same league as Pauk. Bro, Pauk are higher than him, man. Pauk.
They came over to our place and they were bopping us for a good minute. Let's not disrespect Pauk, man. They were doing their thing.
No. Wait.
Bro, listen, they were bopping us for a bit.
You standing Pauk?
I'm just saying, man, like, yo, like, he still has to do his thing in Athens, man. All I was making a passing comment, big up to Martial. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't come back though, should he?
No, of course not.
Right.
I liked him, but he's like Luke Shaw. It's like when he was good, he was quite good, but then he got injured and he was just crap. And then he was
Luke Shaw. You know, the biggest myth in football is that Luke Shaw actually is less injured than Martial. Martial was actually more available than Luke Shaw. But the narrative that's been put out there is that Luke Shaw is always available. No.
Yeah,
Martial's always
he's
available.
nowhere near always available.
There you go.
The
Absolutely.
only problem with Martial stuff towards him was his two players.
Oh shit! If we're doing this, they're
man. Don't put
their
it together,
fitness
man.
is bullshit, bro. This is not good enough. They can't even.
Martial wasn't good enough, bro.
I know, yeah.
Bro.
And also, Martial literally, what was the record? He didn't
Varane
complete
as well.
90 minutes for like 3 years. But basically, because it got to the point where Erik ten Hag had to sub him off like half time or 60 minutes so he could play the game
To keep him
a
fresh.
week's time. Like, that is crazy. Like, as
Mental.
a footballer. Oh my
We're
God.
doing that with
I'm
Mason
sure it's the
Mount.
same. Yeah, exactly, bro. Sorry, Alice. Exactly. And the thing is, yeah, with Luke Shaw, he's the same. On his day, he is good. On his day, he's good. When he's fit, obviously we have to say when he is because we know he's not going to be. But when he actually is, he's good. He is good. But like, he can't stay fit. And if you can't stay fit, you're shit. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, if you're not available,
he doesn't get into this team. For me, Luke Shaw's going to be back up to Lisandro Martinez on that left centre back role. That's where
you don't
that's
think
what
he'll
I
try
believe
and left wing back when he gets back fit.
Not even left wing. I think that's gone. From Luke Shaw.
I think Dallo could be out. He could put Mazraoui right wing back and bring in Luke Shaw. You don't think Amorim's going to have a look at Luke Shaw left wing back?
He ain't got
at all.
His body's broken now. I think left side centre back. Ten Hag said it. He can't
Luke
do
Shaw's
it
fine there.
Sorry?
Fine there, left centre back.
Yeah, left
Right,
centre back
back
for
is
me
fine.
is.
Yeah.
Even though you're
nice.
saying that, watch him bomb up and down that wing. Watch him just
Just for a bit. He will.
You're killing him. You're killing him.
Bro, 10 games just playing amazing, scintillating in that position. And then after, you're gonna start to believe Shawberto Carlos
gets injured.
No. Because you got to remember, this is where his body breaks down. This is why we need to be careful. Luke Shaw body breaks down because his body cannot do it anymore. You've seen it.
This guy's
not done it anymore.
He'll be absolutely fine left centre back. Anytime he did it before,
left centre back, brilliant.
Left centre back.
I don't mind that. That's why
Reads the game well.
He's good on the ball. He's good on the ball. He's competent enough. But I think ultimately, left for me, can we talk about Mazraoui, by the way? Best signing.
Yeah.
Best signing this season. Like, for me, he's on that left-hand side, guaranteed, man. That left wing back role, Mazraoui, man. Like, bro, I can't, like, that's generally, like, when you look at signings, right, and you say to yourself, right, you don't want to gas this up too much, Bro, everyone gas up Mazraoui because he's looked flawless. I don't think he's had a bad game. Technically so secure in the system as well, like, doesn't phase anyone. His linking up play, people say he can't go forward. Well, he showed yesterday, going forward, linking up play, like, generally, the cross that was into Bruno, obviously, was an own goal. But Mazraoui, for me, him, delay. Like, this is what I said. Ineos didn't make bad signings this summer. People can talk about Xerxes and Laff yesterday. He's going to be one for the future. But the signings that they made this summer are all good signings.
They can do it now. Yeah, they can do it now.
Ugarte,
best window in a while.
And him, he can do it now. That's true.
I want the pundits to walk back their Delit stuff, because they don't want to acknowledge that he had the bad. Obviously, he needed time to slot in and really get to the grips with the speed of the league and this, that, and the other. But he's been solid. He's actually been good, making really smart blocks. Recovery times as well when you need to get back and show a bit of pace. And I don't think they want to talk about him. I think it's because we're so low in the league that you can't praise anyone yet. Because another player that needs some praise, Onana. It's been a while, guys. It is Onana that we got and the memes and everything that everyone's about that. Onana, where is that guy? He's just actually operating like any normal goalkeeper in the Premier League.
He's just being like making saves he should make. If a goal goes in, we go, Caicedo. Not really much you could do about that, mate. The only thing is exactly. Sanchez is terrible.
But they all get back.
The only thing,
I was wrong about him.
The only thing is his distribution, his calmness on the ball, both feet. He's got good striking ability. The couple of times he's kicking it out, but I still think that's down to our system and like he hasn't got much to hit, so he's like, fuck it, I'll go long, and then he just kicks it out in the end, or he might take too long on the ball because he wants to play. He's a keeper who plays, you know what I mean, and builds from the back and patiently waits to draw in an attacker to then make that pass where it's like saying there, Saeed. Old Trafford just gasps, even still now. Just hurry up, get it forward. He's gonna get it. But he's like, but Onana is literally part of life, mate. Don't worry, he's coming. He's not gonna get it. Don't worry, I'm just pass it over there. And not once really has he, unless I'm wrong, has he done that mad proper
No.
boo-boo where like you go to kick it to the thing and then they nick it off you, then they score? That hasn't happened yet.
And that's every
You know what I
game.
mean?
He used to have those little moments every game. Obviously, the distribution needs to develop, but we were really concerned, thinking we bought a lemon. We bought the worst type of keeper, and now you can relax it with knowing that he's there. He's settled down so much, and I know he was a major talking point last season. But for his really come on leaps and bounds, you can see how he speaks as well in the media. I'm really impressed. Onana, Mazraoui, Delit, they've really impressed. Ugarte as well is another one that I think if Eric played Ugarte, if he just said, I'm going to play you into fitness, I think he potentially could have still been here.
You know what's mad? Is we've still got Euro to come in. And I think he's going to be a player. He's young. We've got to be gentle on him. But when you look at like his attributes and his profile, you know, technically, athletically, you know, Real Madrid don't get recruitment wrong. I feel like our most exciting signing we haven't even seen yet, which is making me even more excited going forward.
Yeah, especially in this system. Mark says, Mark is back. He says, Ten Hag got Rashford. Is this the same Mark, isn't it?
Yes, Mark.
It is. Yeah.
Ten Hag got. He's just a generational liar. Like, just says, man, I can't unhear that or unsee it now. Like, especially now I know he goes in the delegates and he does it there. He's like cross-contaminating lies. That's crazy.
Everywhere.
Mark says Ten Hag got Rashford 30 goals and assists, and what happened since? That's not a lie, to be fair.
Oh, that feels like ages ago, man.
Exactly. Yeah, this Rashford here after every single one, and we're going cold. Listen.
Why does he not do it anymore when he scores, though? Could he not just, you know what I mean, get the feeling back, man?
He's thinking. Yes,
he's not thinking.
He's not using his mind, ironically. He's not
locked in. He's not locked in.
Like Mike says, Flex wouldn't cap like this for Sancho like he is for Rashford.
Do you mean?
What did I say for Rashford? I don't know. Well, how am I capping for Rashford? Did I say what? Because I said this new manager might play him up front. That's what I've said. I don't know.
No, I said maybe like give him more time. I think that's what you're trying to say. You're giving Rashford more time than Sancho.
Oh, maybe. But I won't give Sancho. Well, if Sancho was here and still our player, maybe he could get more time under a new manager. He's not bloody here, is he?
True.
What do you want me to do? It's not my fault. He's not here, is it? You know what I mean? Makaifa says, what is, not what if, KG on Ten Hag settings again. And Booms says, I don't know why we have fans that chat about absolute nonsense about our youth players. For what? Clout. Ganacho is 20. This needs to be spoken about. We'll get there. I'll be honest.
We won't.
Wait a sec. Oh, there you go. Okay, what you call it? Owen's style advisor says Ruben wants the free front players to drive the ball into the box and cut back to the 9. Can Rashi, Garnacho, Bruno, or Ahmad do this? Big up all. And Mike Drop says Rashford needs to leave for himself. Same shit been said since the start of his career. Saeed just has a Bruno agenda, but he should.
I do though. I don't mind saying I have a Bruno agenda. Please, guys.
You're not disguising it. You're not disguising it.
I'm saying to you guys, come and debate me about Bruno Fernandes, and I will happily debate.
No, but you realize an agenda is something that it means that you're saying even if they do something good because of my agenda, I won't recognize it because my agenda is they must.
Okay. Maybe I word that wrong then. Okay, for me. When he's in the ground, I celebrate him. I shout Bruno Fernandes. I sing his songs. Bro, you think I hate on Bruno Fernandes? Bro, when he scored, I was like, Bruno. Like, bro, man singing a song, bro. But still, I want him sold. That's it. Simple.
Because you don't think we can't go forward with him.
You cannot go forward with Bruno Fernandes. That's all I'm going to say to you.
Okay. Don F says, can Rashford and Bruno start for City? No. Can Ugarte and Mazraoui start for City? Yes. Well...
I don't know if Ugarte can maybe start for City, maybe. Yeah, because I said this morning with the Ugarte one, is you can see why Luis Enrique at PSG probably didn't fancy him, just from the technical side of things. Not to say that, again, that means Ugarte's bad, just more like, again, from a systemic point of view, basically. He fits into like an Amorim ball winner instead of Luis Enrique. You've got to be technically proficient. Exactly. Yeah.
Agreed. Amir says, last chance to these players now because it's a new manager under our new structure now where footballing people doing footballing decisions. Amorim needs to show authority. Anyone can be benched and sold. Yeah, and he needs the structure to support him in doing that because the sold part of it, he can, with how it works with now he's head coach, he can recommend that I think you should sell this guy because he's not going to be part of what I'm doing. You're going to see him on the bench week in, week out, or not even make the match day squad. And then as a hierarchy who make the decisions for players, they need to support that. they need to support that. Or if they push back, because again, they have the power to, because he's only head coach, not manager, they could go, well, no, we do believe this is a really good player. This is a good young player. This is a good player for this, that. We think you should get the best out of him. And that's how they can maybe butt heads. That's going to be interesting to see that dynamic. And Shiku says, I agree, because Bruno as the 10 affects the game the most. So getting rid of him will allow us to change the whole system. So, yeah, agreeing with Saeed there as well. So, listen, a lot of big takes. Saeed saying Rashford, Bruno, get out. We'll be back if they leave. A lot from Alice. You know what I mean? She's saying she's looking forward to the intensity. Amorim wants intensity. Owen saying, I'm done. I'm done with the what if this, what if no. I just want to see with my eyes in person. I don't want this what if, what about
FC.
You know,
yeah.
Hypothetical FC. So, yeah. Big show, peeps. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Big up to Saeed. Big up to Adam, who's not here right now.
It's
Big
all
up to
love.
Alice Talks Football. It is all love. It is all love.
Don't come on there and abuse me in the comments, you know what I mean? Because I know the comments, they come. This is all just about football opinion. You know what I mean? We agree to disagree. That's all it is, man. All love, people.
Absolutely facts. Subscribe to Owen Wrestle News 36555, Saeed TV, Alice Talks Football, and Forever United as well. And of course, KG, that comedian. And make sure you guys have liked this video and subscribe to United View as well. We're back in the morning, another morning show. And we'll see you all there, man. Take care. We're out of here.
Love.